This month on Powered Youth, as we think about Christ as the rock, we get to think about the rock, which isn't thought about very much. It's awfully very lowly. Rocks are quite rough and unwieldy. As we think about rocks, we also know that they're very strong and sure. And I think we'll find, as we think more about Christ as the rock, that we'll be very thankful that He is the rock.
I think it's significant that Christ is a rock. I actually like to rock climb, and so I often think of rock climbing in relationship to Christ. And when you rock climb, you're climbing up these little holds that sometimes are really tiny, and sometimes really thin, and you don't know whether or not it's going to hold your weight. You have to trust it. You know that the rock is solid, but it's really thin and it's kind of scary. But you grab onto it and you hold onto it with your life. And if it breaks, then you're going to be dead. But you have to trust the rock that's going to hold you and have faith. And it's very similar to trusting Christ. Sometimes it's very scary looking, and you don't really know if it's going to work or not. But you just grab on, and you trust that because Christ is the rock, that He's got your back. He's going to hold you. And even when you have little footings and you feel really shaky, you know that you're secure because Christ is the rock.
The significance of Christ being a rock implies the unwaveringness of God, the steadfastness, the dependability, the unchanging, because He is an unchanging God, and we need that, quite frankly, because so many things in this world are ever changing. Feelings, emotions, finances, anything you think of. So we need a steady thing to depend on at all times. Unlike the water that Peter once stood on that started to wave and flow, and he began to lose faith in the focus of Christ, who was the rock, the steady, unmoving focus. So Jesus Christ being a rock shows me that He can always be depended on, will never fail you, because He's always constantly loving, giving, serving you, watching you, protecting you, all of the good things that you need.
There are many different aspects of Christ as the rock. For thousands of years, the chief instrument for building was rocks. And we're thankful that Christ is our great foundation stone. There's also the account of the rock that smashes the idol and grows into a mountain, or the rock that is beaten and gives water to the people. So there are many different aspects of Christ as the rock. So we're hoping that you would take the time in your day to read the articles and focus on your Savior, on your Redeemer. And that's what Powered Youth is all about.